You've walked on it thousands of times, stepped on it without thinking, shaped it with your story. Yet maybe you've never really listened to it. You've never stopped to wonder if that unexplained pain in your chest, that nameless sadness, that constant anxiety, might be yours alone. Or if it's an echo of something much deeper, it's the silent cry of a wounded planet, still ready to heal you. This isn't a book about ecology, nor a guide to spiritual geography. It's a call, a song of return, a map to remind you that before you were flesh, before your name took shape, you were already Earth. And not just any Earth. You were the memory of the land, a living vibration, mud brought to life by conscious light. What if clay could heal your wounds? What if the mud you step over without a second thought is exactly the medicine you need? What if the mountains hold memories that belong to you? What if your dreams come not just from your mind, but from the planet's electromagnetic heart? For centuries, humanity has separated itself from the soil that supports it. We've convinced ourselves we're superior, separate, independent. We've turned the sacred into a resource, the living into a landscape, and Mother Earth into nothing more than decoration. But the time for forgetting is over. Today, the Earth has started to speak. And if you know how to listen, you'll find it's not angry. It's waiting for you to come back to its rhythm, its shape, its healing power. This book is a guided revelation. It's not theory or poetry, but a structure of memory. Every chapter is a doorway. Every word, an echo of something you already know but forgot. From Schumann resonance to planetary chakras, from clay technology to interdimensional portals, you'll walk a path where solid science meets ancient spirituality. Between quantum physics and Sufi chants, you'll learn the Earth doesn't need saving. You're the one who needs healing from it. Don't read this book like you're just taking in information. Read it like you're uncovering a timeless truth written on your own skin. If you reach the end with an open heart, you won't be the same. And then you'll understand. It's not the Earth that orbits the sun. It's your soul that orbits the Earth to remember who it is. You can support this project by hitting subscribe and liking the video. Thanks for inspiring us to keep creating better content for you. Are you ready to change your life? Chapter 1. The Living Soul of the World. Earth as a cosmic being. Since humans first set foot on it, people have looked up at the stars for answers. Distant lights carrying messages, gods promising comfort or salvation. But few have stopped to look down at the ground beneath their feet and recognize the Earth as a living being, a planetary soul that breathes, feels, and evolves with us. This first chapter isn't just the start of a book. It's a revelation of an ancient, forgotten truth. That the planet beneath us isn't just a backdrop, but a cosmic being with consciousness, able to respond to our collective thoughts, feelings, and actions. Ancient traditions understood what modern science is only just beginning to accept. That Earth isn't just dead matter or random chemical reactions. It's a living, aware organism. A great cosmic being whose life moves on a timescale far beyond ours, but whose emotional and spiritual sensitivity is just as deep. In ancient Greece, the clearest vision of Earth as a living being is Gaia, the primordial mother. According to Hesiod's Theogony, Gaia rose from chaos, giving birth not just to mountains, seas, and forests, but also to the first gods and titans. In this ancient view, Gaia wasn't a metaphor or symbol. She was literally the living soul of the world, source of life, protector, and universal mother. Hesiod says, "First came chaos, next broad-bosomed Gaia, secure foundation for all." A foundation not just physical, but emotional and spiritual for the universe we live in. This idea of Earth as mother, giver, and sustainer of life runs through all indigenous, shamanic, and spiritual cultures of old. The peoples of the Americas honor Pachamama, Mother Earth, as a conscious spirit. In rituals lasting thousands of years, they don't see Earth as an object, but as a wise, listening being. Their prayers aren't empty or mechanical. They're true conversations with the planet, energetic exchanges that create a real, measurable bond. This ancient knowledge that Earth feels and responds emotionally echoes today in James Lovelock's Gaia hypothesis. Introduced in the late 20th century, this idea suggests the Earth's biosphere acts as a self-regulating organism, maintaining conditions for life through complex systems that hint at an underlying intelligence. Lovelock, though not originally intending to touch on spirituality, admitted that from this view, Earth behaves like a conscious organism, self-regulating in response to human actions. The Urantia book, a modern spiritual revelation that has deeply influenced contemporary metaphysics, describes our planet as part of a vast cosmic system. It says Earth, Urantia, is one of many inhabited worlds, carefully overseen by higher spiritual intelligences. Here, Earth isn't just the backdrop for human life, but an active participant evolving alongside the souls it supports. This work points out that collective events, conflicts, wars, huge acts of kindness or cruelty, are vibrationally recorded by the planet itself, which then shifts its energetic and emotional makeup in response. Recent studies have started to back up this view, showing that the planet actually reacts to collective human emotions with measurable vibrational patterns. The Earmat Institute has researched how human feelings, especially when shared by large groups, create a coherent electromagnetic field that can influence Earth's energy, known scientifically as Schumann resonance. This clearly shows our planet not only supports us, but directly responds to our shared emotional and spiritual state, vibrating with our deepest frequencies. Esoteric traditions have long known what modern physics is only now confirming. Our planet has energetic centers, earth chakras, and ley lines, energy pathways crossing its surface and connecting places of spiritual and vibrational power. When these spots get activated or disturbed by intense emotions or major events, the whole planet undergoes deep changes. Just like the human body has a nervous system and subtle energy fields, Earth has its own energetic anatomy, and the two constantly affect each other in a dialogue of vibrations. The spiritual history of our planet isn't just abstract theory or myth. It's a real force that touches our daily lives. Every earthquake, raging storm, or sudden climate shift isn't just physical. It's the planet's emotional and spiritual response to our collective actions and thoughts. Seen this way, climate change is not only an ecological crisis, but a reflection of the emotional and spiritual trauma humanity has built up. Because of this, seeing Earth as a conscious cosmic being has real practical meaning for all of us. We can't keep acting in ignorance. Our responsibility goes beyond caring for physical resources to nurturing the emotional and spiritual health of the planet we call home. Practical exercise, telluric connection, 7 days. To start reconnecting deeply with the living soul of our planet, try this simple exercise for 7 days straight. Go barefoot on natural earth, ideally sand, fertile soil, or grass. Close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Visualize an energetic connection flowing from the soles of your feet down to the heart of the planet. Silently, with sincerity and presence, say, "I acknowledge you as a living being, mother and teacher. I am here to listen and learn." Stay still for 5 minutes, noticing any physical, emotional, or spiritual feelings that come up. When you finish, offer a brief word of thanks and pay attention to any inner changes during your day. With each practice, you strengthen your vibrational bond with Earth, awakening the sleeping memory of your eternal connection to the world's soul. You'll begin to understand that Earth doesn't just hold life, It is life itself, conscious, vibrant, and deeply wise. Close this chapter remembering, those who learn to listen to Earth don't need to search the skies for answers. The deepest wisdom is already beating beneath their feet. Chapter 2. Earth as the Matrix of Spirit. The planetary feminine principle. Ancient humans, in their most enlightened times and deeply in tune with the truth of existence, always knew Earth was more than just fertile soil or raw material for physical needs. They sensed that beneath our feet pulsed something far greater, a spiritual matrix, a primal force of life, creation, and renewal. This force has always been feminine at its core, because there's no power more vital than the planetary feminine principle, the symbol and expression of the cosmic mother. Across many cultures, people saw Earth as a maternal being, the universal matrix that sustains, nourishes, and renews all life. This wasn't just symbolic or simple respect for fertility. It was a profound understanding of Earth's highest spiritual dimension. In Gnostic tradition, this appears clearly in Sophia, divine wisdom, known not just as an abstract cosmic idea, but as the primordial feminine energy, the spiritual womb housing universal consciousness and bringing it into all physical forms. In Gnostic texts, Sophia is a mother always in spiritual creation, her body symbolized by our planet. The Gospel of Philip says Sophia, called Esteri, is the mother of angels, and that the Lord loved Mary Magdalene more than all the other disciples and often kissed her on the mouth. This esoteric passage hints at the universal feminine principle embodied by Earth itself, showing that feminine power is neither secondary nor derivative but central, vital, and foundational to cosmic order. But this understanding didn't stay confined to Gnosticism. In Vedic cosmology, Earth is personified as the goddess Bhumi or Prithvu, the universal mother. According to the Upanishads, Earth is the one who sustains everyone, never abandons anyone, and always nourishes all life. She's the foundation of everything, filled with Shakti, the universal feminine energy that powers everything in the cosmos. This Vedic view sees Earth not just as a physical planet, but as a cosmic womb in constant spiritual creation. Every creature, every stone, every river isn't just matter. They're living expressions of this universal maternal energy, always being renewed and regenerated. In the Andean cultures of Peru and Bolivia, this feminine vision of Earth is still very much alive through the ongoing reverence for Pachamama. Pachamama, literally Mother Earth, is more than a symbol. It's a heartfelt spiritual recognition. For the Quechua and Aymara peoples, Pachamama is the protective mother, the eternal source that not only provides food and resources, but also heals the body, soothes the soul, and offers spiritual wisdom to those who listen with humility and devotion. Their ceremonies aren't just surface-level rituals, but deep vibrational conversations, energy exchanges that awaken in individuals and communities the memory of our true spiritual identity, inseparable from the soul of the earth. Modern science, while still cautiously exploring these ancient insights from a technical angle, is starting to recognize that Earth, like a living organism, shows regenerative and self-regulating qualities similar to feminine biological processes. Research in areas like deep ecology, evolutionary biology, and quantum physics is beginning to highlight how the planet displays coherent, cyclical, self-renewing patterns that can be seen as feminine from an energetic point of view. For example, soil fertility, forest regrowth, and the constant recycling of essential elements like water and air clearly reflect a cyclical, regenerative feminine energy that governs all life. This knowledge isn't just intellectual or metaphorical. The planetary feminine principle is real and tangible, profoundly affecting humans not only biologically but also spiritually and emotionally. By consciously reconnecting with this energy, we can awaken a regenerative resonance within our own bodies that promotes self-healing, emotional renewal, and spiritual growth. Modern neuroscience confirms that heart-brain coherence, deep emotional resonance, and effective spiritual alignment can be physically measured through coherent electromagnetic fields that influence our immune and endocrine systems. When someone consciously connects with the planet's feminine energy through rituals, meditation, or simply a genuine emotional bond with nature, these coherent internal states activate, supporting healing on all levels. So, recognizing Earth as a spiritual matrix and universal feminine principle isn't just about ecological respect or symbolic gestures. It's a powerful spiritual practice with proven potential to transform body, mind, and spirit. Through this, we stop seeing the planet as a resource to exploit and begin to understand it for what it truly is: a spiritual mother who nourishes, teaches, and heals us. Practical exercise. Ritual of connection with the planetary feminine principle, 7 days. Try this ritual for 7 days in a row. Find a quiet spot in nature, preferably near a tree or in direct contact with natural earth. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and place your hands on the ground. Breathe deeply, feeling your breath drop down to your belly and sync with the planet's natural rhythm. In this calm state, slowly repeat with deep intention: Mother Earth, I honor your feminine energy within me. I am a child of your sacred womb. Let your regenerative power flow through every cell in my body. Teach me to care for you as you care for me. Hold this silent connection for 10 minutes, noticing any physical, emotional, or spiritual sensations that come up. When you finish, offer a simple gesture of gratitude, like pouring water or scattering seeds onto the earth. Close this chapter remembering: true healing doesn't come from distant skies, but from the very source that gave us life. Those who honor Earth as Mother become capable of infinite renewal. Chapter 3. The Earth Remembers. Planetary Akashic Records. Since time immemorial, the Earth has silently witnessed the human story. It has felt every heartbeat, every sigh, every tear shed upon its surface. It has witnessed every war and every peace, every act of love and every betrayal. But this silence isn't forgetfulness. On the contrary, Earth remembers everything. It holds a deep memory, not based on brain or flesh, but on energy fields and vibrational frequencies that carry the full history of the planet and humanity. This ancient knowledge, once seen as purely esoteric belief, is now gradually being confirmed by modern physics, quantum science, and recent studies on electromagnetic fields and mineral crystals. This record is invisible, yet incredibly real. It's what ancient sages called the planetary Akashic records. The word Akasha comes from Sanskrit, meaning ether or primordial space, and appears in ancient Vedic texts and theosophical writings as the subtle realm, where all experiences, thoughts, emotions, and actions are recorded. Helena Blavatsky, in her major work The Secret Doctrine, clearly states that Akasha isn't a physical or astral substance. It's the universal vibrational matrix where everything is eternally stored. In this view, Earth acts like a giant vibrational receiver and storage device, holding information in every rock, crystal, and layer of its geological and energetic makeup. From today's scientific perspective, this idea resonates with quantum physics, which shows that the vacuum isn't empty, but filled with potential energy, vibrational information, and virtual particles constantly appearing and disappearing. The planet's electromagnetic fields work like enormous vibrational hard drives, capable of recording and storing emotional, mental, and spiritual frequencies created by humanity over time. Recent research by the Hermetic Institute reveals how electromagnetic fields from the human heart connect directly with Earth's electromagnetic field. This planetary field, called Schumann resonance, not only responds to collective human emotions, but, according to some pioneering scientists, can store these frequencies for long periods, creating an ongoing vibrational record of our existence. Similarly, mineral crystals, recognized by many ancient spiritual traditions and shamans as living beings, also serve as vibrational storage. Scientifically, crystals have highly organized molecular structures that can store information through specific vibrational patterns. This isn't just metaphorical, it's literally observable. Today's tech industry uses quartz crystals in electronics because of their ability to store and transmit vibrational info. In ancient esoteric traditions, especially Hermeticism and Theosophy, crystals weren't just decorative or ritual objects. They were living libraries that stored collective memories, individual karmic records, and spiritually important historical events. This deep understanding shows up clearly in medieval alchemical writings and in ancient texts like the Emerald Tablet, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus, which says, "What is below is like that which is above, and what is above is like that which is below, to accomplish the miracles of the one thing." This famous Hermetic phrase reveals the close link between Earth's vibrational record and universal cosmic memory. In practice today, many documented cases show that when people consciously connect with certain places on Earth, ancient temples, sealed ruins, or natural caves, they experience visions, memories, or strong emotions tied to historical events they didn't know about before. This is called telluric psychometry, and recent research supports the idea that collective emotions and thoughts are stored in specific places through unique vibrational fields. Gnostic tradition clearly says Earth can remember not only collective history, but also individual lives. The Gnostic text Pistis Sophia describes Earth as a conscious witness to every human action, storing both individual and collective records in its deepest layers, accessible only to those with enough spiritual and vibrational sensitivity. From a shamanic point of view, consciously interacting with these terrestrial Akashic records is a key part of spiritual and ceremonial work. Shamans from the Andes, Amazon, and Siberia, among others, actively work with telluric records, using specific ceremonies to access this information and heal collective or personal trauma. They say that by tuning their vibrations with planetary electromagnetic fields and crystals, they can literally read the past and heal memories that affect whole communities. But the importance of knowing that Earth remembers isn't just historical or esoteric. It has real, practical meaning for everyday life. When we realize the planet holds a permanent vibrational record of every thought and action, we become aware of the deep connection between our individual lives and the life of the planet. We take responsibility not only for what we do and think, but also for the vibrational legacy we leave behind for future generations. On a personal level, understanding how this terrestrial memory works can be a powerful tool for healing and transformation. Practical exercise: reading the Earth's records 7 days. Try this simple exercise for 7 days in a row. Find a stone or natural crystal that draws your attention. Sit quietly, gently holding the crystal in your hands. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths, calming your mind and heart. When you feel centered, silently say, "Earth, living memory, open your records to me. Help me see what I need to heal, what I need to remember, what I need to release." Stay silent, holding the stone, letting any emotions, thoughts, or images come up naturally. When done, jot down any impressions in a journal. Repeat this daily and notice any inner changes. Close this chapter remembering the deep Gnostic and Hermetic truth. Nothing is lost on earth. Everything that ever was is recorded in its eternal archives. Those who learn to listen to this memory free themselves from the past and become conscious creators of their future. Chapter 4. The Serrated Geometry of the Earth. The planet's invisible design. Since ancient times, humans have been fascinated by the invisible patterns that shape the cosmos. In our natural drive to find order in apparent chaos, we've always tried to uncover the secret codes that govern life. Deep within Hermetic and Rosicrucian teachings, Earth is seen not just as a ball of physical matter, but as a true cosmic temple, built with precise geometry and sacred proportions. A hidden design where every line and angle carries intelligent, profound, and spiritually transcendent meaning. Sacred geometry isn't just math. It's the spiritual science of forms, the vibration made visible, the universe's secret language based on exact proportions and repeating patterns. This geometry is the master plan, the planet's invisible blueprint. According to Rosicrucian tradition, rooted in Hermetic principles passed down by Hermes Trismegistus, the material world is a precise reflection of the spiritual world. The Hermetic saying, "As above, so below, as within, so without," shows that Earth, mirroring higher planes, is structured with exact geometric patterns reflecting the cosmos's divine symmetry. Ancient civilizations seem to intuitively understand these principles, building temples, pyramids, cities, and stone circles perfectly aligned with golden ratios and specific geometric shapes. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, isn't just a pharaoh's monument, but a key point in a global planetary network, aligned with constellations and sacred proportions repeated in countless ancient sites worldwide. Modern research has shown that these seemingly separate locations are linked by invisible lines, called ley lines, that act as planetary energy pathways. Today, this hidden planetary design is studied seriously in modern energetic architecture. Architects like Peter Dawkins and researchers like John Michel have explored these geometric and energetic networks, showing that certain spots on Earth, aligned with patterns like the flower of life, the pentagram, and the golden spiral, produce powerful vibrational resonances that deeply influence human consciousness and the planet's electromagnetic field. These discoveries back up what esoteric traditions have taught for centuries. Earth itself is a giant cosmic temple built with precise patterns that support spiritual connection and conscious evolution. In Hermetic tradition, the core elements of this sacred geometry are laid out clearly in the Emerald Tablet, attributed to Hermes Trismegistus. This ancient text says all material things come from one primordial substance, whose fundamental vibration creates coherent, repeating geometric patterns. For Hermes, closed geometry isn't just aesthetic or functional, it's the very structure of divine thought made visible in matter. Every line, angle, and number is a spiritual code carrying vibrational information. The Rosicrucians have used this geometric knowledge as the basis of their spiritual philosophy since the 10th century. Their main symbols, the rose and the cross, represent the union of spirit and matter in perfect geometric harmony. The cross stands for the material world's fourfold structure: 4 elements, 4 cardinal directions, 4 seasons, while the rose symbolizes spiritual consciousness blooming within it, following a spiral based on the golden ratio. This golden ratio, scientifically known as phi, isn't just a math curiosity. It's the fundamental pattern for growth and expansion in all organic and cosmic life. From the spiral of a galaxy to the shape of a seashell, the golden ratio is the universal geometric signature of life. On Earth, this pattern appears not only in living things, but also in mountains, rivers, coastlines, and specific geological features that create spiritually powerful resonances and energy centers. These Earth-based structures, aligned with invisible geometry, form a global network ancient peoples deeply understood and honored. Visiting places like Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, Teotihuacan, Chartres Cathedral, or the Chinese pyramids, you can see repeating geometric patterns that suggest a consciously designed planetary blueprint created by minds who grasp the connection between form, vibration, and spirit. Modern science has also shown that precise geometric structures directly affect human biology and consciousness. Studies in cymatics, the science of how sound waves create perfect geometric patterns in liquids, show that certain shapes trigger specific emotional states, support deep meditation, and produce coherent electromagnetic fields that can even influence our DNA. Simply put, by consciously tuning into the planet's sacred geometric patterns, we can access higher spiritual states, promote deep energetic healing, and speed up our spiritual growth. Earth, as a cosmic temple built with mathematical and spiritual precision, offers an exact vibrational map for our conscious evolution. By learning to recognize and work with this map, we can activate within ourselves specific vibrational codes that open the door to higher consciousness and spiritual realities. Practical exercise. Activating your inner geometry, 7 days. For 7 days straight, find a quiet spot and draw the flower of life or the golden spiral on paper. Place the drawing in front of you and sit comfortably. Breathe deeply and focus your gaze on this sacred shape, letting its pattern sink into your awareness. Then slowly say, "I recognize the planet's hidden design. I am a conscious part of this sacred geometry. May this divine structure awaken the original memory of my soul." Sit quietly for 5 minutes. When you finish, close your eyes and feel how this geometric pattern imprints deeply on your inner energy. Close this chapter with this thought. Earth is a geometric temple whose invisible design shows us that divine order isn't distant or abstract. It's real and within reach. Those who learn to see this geometry in their lives awaken to a deeper, more conscious reality and become the architects of their own existence. Chapter 5. The Human Body as Embodied Earth. Since the beginning of time, humans have tried to understand themselves by looking to the natural world. Ancient wisdom traditions recognized a truth that many have since forgotten. Our bodies don't just come from the earth. They are literally living, vibrant, conscious extensions of it. This isn't just a poetic idea, but a precise scientific and spiritual fact, confirmed both by ancient gnosis and modern science. According to the Bible's Genesis, the human body was formed from the dust of the ground, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. Genesis 2:7. Within this simple phrase lies a profound truth. The human body is essentially animated earth. It is living soil, conscious clay, organized minerals that breathe and think. Later, Christian Gnostic texts, like the Gospel of Thomas, deepen this idea by saying, "The kingdom of the Father is spread out upon the earth, and men do not see it." For the Gnostics, this kingdom is the human body itself, a spiritualized earth that holds all divine and cosmic potential within. Modern science, especially in the field of the human microbiome, confirms this ancient insight. Our bodies host more microbial cells than human cells. We are living ecosystems. fertile soils that support billions of microorganisms working together to maintain our physical, emotional, and spiritual health. These microbes, bacteria, fungi, yeasts, are the same kinds of life found in the fertile soil of the earth. Our gut microbiota acts like an internal fertile soil, constantly regenerating, self-balancing, and organizing a microscopic ecosystem vital to our well-being. Similarly, Earth itself supports a planetary microbiota on its surface that works in much the same way. The health of soil and the health of the human body are two sides of the same vibrational coin. Studies show that when our microbiome falls out of balance, due to stress, poor diet, or suppressed emotions, we experience physical, mental, and spiritual illness. Likewise, when Earth's soil is damaged by pesticides, pollution, and harmful farming practices, its vibrational and ecological balance is lost, causing widespread planetary health issues. This connection is more than symbolic. It's literal and scientifically verifiable. Beyond microbes, our bodies are literally made of Earth's minerals: iron in our blood, calcium in our bones, magnesium and potassium in our muscles. We are organized Earth that walks, thinks, and loves. Ancient alchemists understood this well, viewing the human body as the ultimate alchemical lab, able to transform mineral matter into pure spiritual consciousness. The Corpus Hermeticum, a core Hermetic text, says, "The earth is the visible body of God, and man is the earth incarnate, capable of recognizing himself as spirit." From a modern scientific angle, the study of the human electromagnetic field reveals another layer of this ancient truth. Every person emits a measurable electromagnetic field generated by the heart and amplified by the brain, very similar to Earth's electromagnetic field, known as Schumann resonance. Our bodies share not only chemical and biological makeup with the planet, but also energetic and vibrational structure. We are biological antennas, constantly resonating with planetary frequencies, influencing and being influenced by them every moment. Recent research by the Hermetic Institute shows that coherent emotional states of the human heart, love, gratitude, compassion, can directly impact Earth's electromagnetic field. When enough people hold these coherent states, measurable shifts occur in Earth's vibrational frequency. This two-way connection proves that we're not separate from the planet, but conscious extensions of it, active parts of the same living body. This truth, known to shamanic and Gnostic cultures, has deep spiritual and practical meaning. Seen this way, the human body is not just flesh meant to perish. It's conscious soil, sacred earth, a moving temple of planetary spirit. Healing our bodies means healing the earth. Caring for the earth means caring for ourselves. Recognizing this connection helps us move beyond fragmentation toward true spiritual and ecological harmony. Gnostic teachings about the soul's fall and redemption gain a fresh, powerful meaning. The Gnostic fall isn't a descent into matter. It's a descent into forgetting. We forgot that we are conscious earth, that we share a deep vibrational bond with the planet. Gnostic redemption isn't about escaping the body, but awakening to the truth that the body itself is sacred earth, spirit made flesh. Remembering this truth activates profound spiritual and physical self-healing. Practical exercise, ritual of reconnection with the earthly body, 7 days. For 7 days in a row, try this simple ritual. Find a natural spot where you can sit in direct contact with the earth. Sit comfortably, breathe deeply, and place your hands on the ground. With your eyes closed, slowly repeat, "I acknowledge that I am incarnated earth, conscious soil. My body is the living temple of planetary spirit. May every cell of my being remember this original truth and awaken in vibrational coherence. Stay like this for 5 minutes, noticing any physical, emotional, or spiritual sensations. When you finish, silently thank the earth, fully embracing this deep connection. Close this chapter by holding this powerful Gnostic and alchemical truth. We are not souls trapped in bodies. We are spiritualized earth, living temples of planetary spirit. Those who see their bodies as sacred earth awaken the profound reality of spirit made flesh. Chapter 6. The Law of One and the Earth School. Since ancient times, sages, spiritual teachers, and the deepest esoteric traditions have shared one universal truth. Everything in the universe is an indivisible expression of the One. This principle, known as the Law of One, teaches that there's no real separation between beings or things. Just one great cosmic consciousness expressing itself in countless forms, experiences, and levels of evolution. From this higher perspective, Earth isn't just a random stage set in empty space. It's a carefully designed platform for the conscious and spiritual growth of the human soul. This cosmic view, clearly reflected in texts like the Urantia book and the theosophical teachings of Helena Blavatsky and Alice Bailey, shows that Earth is no accident or coincidence, but a precise classroom within a vast cosmic university. Here, every soul in a physical body experiences life on Earth not as punishment or chance, but as a series of lessons meant to raise its vibrational frequency, expand spiritual awareness, and ultimately help discover its own divine identity. The Urantia book explains that our planet, called Urantia, is one of many inhabited worlds in the universe, and part of a large, organized cosmic system supporting the conscious evolution of souls. According to this revealing spiritual text, every human being is a unique and precious piece of divine consciousness. Life here is an extraordinary chance to develop spiritual virtues, learn key lessons about love, service, and wisdom, and move toward higher levels of cosmic reality. This vision fits perfectly with theosophical teachings that, since the late 1800s, have said Earth is a spiritual school designed by higher intelligences for the soul's evolutionary journey. Helena Blavatsky's monumental work, The Secret Doctrine, explains that Earth is part of a system of 7 sacred planets, each supporting specific stages of soul development. Our planet is described as a spiritual testing ground where the soul faces unique challenges that speed up its awakening toward unity with the All. This deep understanding changes how we see life on Earth. Instead of viewing it as a prison or punishment, we begin to see life as a rare opportunity, a true cosmic gift for spiritual growth. Difficulties, suffering, complicated relationships, and everyday struggles stop feeling like impossible obstacles and instead become chances to learn, grow, and move toward higher consciousness and unconditional love. The Law of One also teaches that all souls are deeply connected. Every person, every experience, every encounter is no accident. It's part of a unique vibrational web designed to teach us the deepest truth of our existence, that we are all individual expressions of the same universal consciousness, each exploring different aspects of the same cosmic truth. From a modern scientific angle, this ancient teaching lines up with quantum physics, which shows that all particles and beings are connected at the subatomic level. Recent quantum experiments reveal quantum entanglement, the instant and inseparable link between distant particles, proving scientifically what ancient sages said for centuries. Separation is an illusion, and unified consciousness is the true reality of the cosmos. In everyday life, understanding this spiritual law calls for a major shift in how we relate to others. Seeing the other as part of ourselves, as part of the same cosmic body, means every kind act, every forgiveness, every unconditional love has real, measurable effects on planetary consciousness. When one heals, all heal. When one wakes up spiritually, everyone moves forward. This truth, backed by ancient wisdom and modern science, shows the real nature of life on Earth as a profound experience of spiritual responsibility and universal unity. Earth, from this deep perspective, is not just a classroom. It's also a perfect mirror where every soul sees its own consciousness reflected. The environmental, social, and personal challenges we face as humanity directly reflect the collective state of our planetary consciousness. For this reason, ancient spiritual traditions say that healing the planet starts with healing ourselves. Every person who consciously awakens to the law of one directly helps raise the planet's vibrational frequency, creating coherent, harmonious energy fields that allow other souls to awaken and evolve. This collective awakening isn't just a dream. It's a real spiritual possibility, confirmed by recent scientific research. The EarMap Institute, among others, has shown that collective emotional coherence generates electromagnetic fields that resonate with the planet's energy. When enough people enter states of love, gratitude, and compassion, the whole planet responds positively, speeding up collective healing and raising Earth's overall vibrational frequency. So, life on Earth, understood through the law of one, stops being just a temporary experience and becomes a deep spiritual responsibility. Every soul incarnated on Earth has a unique and valuable mission in the universal tapestry. Every life, every choice, every action truly has the power to raise or lower the planet's collective vibration. Practical exercise. Collective planetary unity meditation. For 7 days in a row, try this simple but deeply powerful meditation. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take several deep breaths. Clearly picture a bright white sphere of light in front of you, representing planet Earth. Silently or softly, repeat with focused intention. I acknowledge that I am an inseparable part of the One. My consciousness is connected to every being on this planet. May my presence here help raise the collective vibrational frequency. May love, wisdom, and unity awaken in every soul right now. Imagine a golden light flowing out from your heart, surrounding the sphere and filling the whole planet with a pure vibration of conscious love. Stay in this meditation for 10 minutes, deeply feeling your connection to all beings and to Earth itself. End this practice by remembering this powerful truth. Life on Earth is a divine school where we learn the highest truth, that there is no separation, and that we are all conscious expressions of one cosmic being. When we awaken to this truth, every action we take becomes a meaningful contribution to the collective awakening of the planet. Chapter 7. Telluric Rituals. Conscious communion with Earth. Earth is not just the ground beneath our feet, or the passive matter that supports our daily lives. Since ancient times, the wisest and most aware civilizations have recognized Earth as a living, vibrant, deeply sensitive being, able to respond to our conscious acts, rituals, and deepest emotions. These cultures created telluric rituals, powerful ceremonies where people connect directly with Earth's living spirit, activating deep spiritual, emotional, and physical healing. One clear example is the Eleusinian mysteries of ancient Greece. These weren't just religious festivals, but true initiations where Earth, along with elements like water and grain, acted as a catalyst for spiritual transformation. Celebrated in honor of the goddess Demeter and her daughter Persephone, these mysteries involved rituals where initiates symbolically descended into Earth's depths, representing spiritual death and rebirth. At Eleusis, participants drank a sacred brew called Kybalion, made with barley grown in fertile, consecrated soil. This drink triggered visionary states and strong emotions, helping the soul face its deepest fears and be reborn into a higher level of consciousness. The Eleusinian mysteries revealed an essential truth about Earth's vibrational nature, that Earth matter, when properly prepared and consciously used, can unlock higher states of consciousness, allowing deep healing and lasting emotional transformation. This wasn't just an external ritual. It was a deep internal spiritual and emotional experience that profoundly changed participants, who emerged reborn with vibrational codes, awakened only through true communion with Earth. Similar ceremonies exist across indigenous cultures throughout the Americas, from the Andes to North America, where Earth plays a key role in spiritual healing. In the Andean tradition, for example, the Despacho Andino, or payment to the earth, is a sacred, intentional ceremony where participants offer items like coca leaves, corn, seeds, and minerals on fertile ground as a gesture of deep gratitude and recognition. But this isn't just symbolic. Andean masters understand that consciously interacting with soil and its elements triggers real vibrational changes in the body and energy field. The despacho is a conscious dialogue between humans and the planet that can release deep emotional blocks, balance the body's energy, and activate powerful spiritual healing. In the Essene tradition, closely linked to early Christianity's spiritual roots, telluric rituals were also central to individual spiritual growth. The Essenes, a desert spiritual community near the Dead Sea, saw earth, clay, and natural minerals as powerful vibrational medicines. Their manuscript, The Gospel of Peace of the Essenes, describes how Jesus taught that earth is the direct mother of the human body, able to absorb impurities, heal emotional and physical wounds, and restore vibrational balance. Essene ceremonies included therapeutic clay baths, where clay prepared with prayer and intention was applied to the body, triggering deep detoxification physically, emotionally, and spiritually. From a modern science perspective, these ancient rituals find support in recent studies on how minerals, Earth's electromagnetic fields, and the human body interact. We now know Earth contains therapeutic clays rich in silicon, calcium, and magnesium that work on a molecular and electromagnetic level with the skin, activating detoxification, cellular healing, and emotional balance. Recent research by scientists like Urson and Browning shows that simply walking barefoot on natural soil reduces chronic inflammation, calms the nervous system, and improves heart coherence. These studies scientifically confirm what ancient spiritual traditions always knew intuitively. Conscious ritual contact with Earth activates real spiritual, emotional, and physical healing. Mineral crystals, seen by many spiritual traditions as living, conscious beings, also play a key role in these telluric rituals. From ancient Egypt to the Maya and indigenous peoples of North America, crystals, especially quartz, amethyst, and tourmaline, were intentionally used in ceremonies to trigger higher states of consciousness and deep vibrational healing. Science now shows that crystals have perfectly ordered molecular structures that can store specific vibrational information and emit coherent electromagnetic fields. These fields interact directly with the human energy system, helping to balance emotions and activate elevated spiritual frequencies. These ancient telluric rituals aren't just superstitions or symbolic ceremonies. They are conscious, powerful acts of vibrational dialogue with Earth. Whether through clay, minerals, indigenous ceremonies, or modern grounding practices, performing these rituals activates real vibrational and electromagnetic processes within us, releasing deep emotional blocks, restoring spiritual balance, and speeding up our conscious evolution. Practical exercise. Telluric Reconnection Ceremony. For 7 days straight, try this simple ceremony. Find a quiet, natural spot and gather some soil, preferably moist, to make fresh clay. Sit comfortably holding the clay in your hands. Take deep breaths and feel how the clay connects your body directly to the planet's vibration. Softly repeat, "Mother Earth, I honor your healing power. May this clay absorb all my negative emotions, deep wounds, and inner blocks. May I be reborn in spiritual balance and wholeness when I return it to you." Gently apply the clay to your hands, arms, and face, sensing how it cleanses and balances your energy. Then rinse slowly with pure water, imagining all your deep emotional burdens washing away. End by remembering this profound truth. Earth is not just the ground beneath us. It's living spiritual medicine. Anyone who learns to consciously connect with Earth unlocks the deepest and most authentic vibrational power of spiritual healing. Chapter 8. Planetary Chakras. Energy centers of the Earth. The human body isn't the only one with energy centers that regulate the flow of consciousness. From ancient Eastern teachings to modern theosophy and contemporary geobiology, it's clear that Earth itself has planetary chakras, specific energy centers spread across its surface that receive, store, and transmit higher vibrations. These centers aren't just symbolic or abstract. They are real points of spiritual power, vibrational hubs that support, balance, and activate the planet's electromagnetic field and global consciousness. The Vedic tradition of India is one of the oldest sources describing these planetary chakras. The Vedas, especially texts like the Puranas and some Upanishads, mention places called tirthas, where spiritual energy flows intensely. These tirthas are seen as Earth's chakras, centers linking the physical world with higher spiritual realms. At these sites, ancient sages or rishis meditated and performed ceremonies to balance and activate planetary energy, contributing to humanity's spiritual well-being. Centuries later, Helena Blavatsky's theosophical tradition, later developed by Alice Bailey, further revealed the existence of these planetary chakras. According to theosophy, Earth is a conscious being with 7 main chakras aligned with key energy centers worldwide. Alice Bailey, in a treatise on cosmic fire, explains these chakras work like human chakras, regulating the planet's vital energy, enabling the flow of higher vibrations, and serving as spiritual communication points between humanity and higher consciousness. More recently, spiritual teachers like Drunvalo Melchizedek have expanded on this, blending ancient wisdom with modern science about Earth's electromagnetic fields. In The Ancient Secret of the Flower of Life, Drunvalo says planetary chakras are living energy centers, places where planetary consciousness is especially awake and accessible. These chakras include notable sites like Mount Shasta in California, Root Chakra, Lake Titicaca between Peru and Bolivia, Sacral Chakra, Uluru in Australia, Solar Plexus Chakra, Glastonbury in England, Heart Chakra, as well as the Great Pyramid of Giza, Mount Kailash in Tibet, and the Hawaiian Islands. Each has unique energies, specific frequencies, and distinct spiritual roles that deeply influence planetary consciousness. Contemporary geobiology, a science studying the relationship between living things and Earth's energy fields, has begun to scientifically confirm these ancient teachings. Recent research shows these chakra sites hold electromagnetic fields that are much stronger and more coherent than other locations on Earth. Here, Earth's magnetic fields interact directly with the ionosphere and upper atmosphere, creating resonances that can profoundly affect human biology, psychology, and consciousness. For example, research at Mount Shasta, traditionally considered the planet's root chakra, has revealed notable electromagnetic anomalies, including coherent magnetic fields and measurable shifts in Earth's Schumann resonance. Similar findings have been documented at Lake Titicaca, where recent scientific studies show that the lake's waters possess unique electromagnetic and vibrational properties that directly interact with the human energy field, producing measurable effects on emotional balance and spiritual activation. Spiritual traditions hold that these planetary chakras are conscious centers that actively respond to human collective consciousness. When large groups gather for collective meditations, ceremonies, or rituals at these sites, the vibrational effects multiply exponentially, directly influencing global consciousness. Recent research by the Earthing Institute has scientifically confirmed that collective emotional and spiritual coherence practiced at these planetary points can generate coherent planetary electromagnetic fields with a direct impact on global awareness. This blending of spiritual insight and scientific knowledge carries profound implications for both our personal and collective lives. By consciously recognizing these planetary chakras as living energy centers, we can actively support their spiritual balance and activation. We can engage in focused meditations, hold intentional ceremonies, or simply visit these sacred sites with a clear intention of raising their vibrational frequency. In doing so, we participate directly in Earth's awakening as a living being, supporting the planet's evolutionary process. Practical exercise. Meditation to activate the planetary chakras. For 7 days in a row, practice this simple but deeply effective meditation. Sit comfortably and visualize Earth before you as a glowing sphere. See 7 luminous points on its surface, representing the main planetary chakras. Then slowly repeat, "I acknowledge the conscious energy centers of planet Earth. May each planetary chakra be fully activated. May global consciousness rise to higher levels of spiritual vibration." Hold this visualization for at least 10 minutes, noticing the light flowing freely between these chakras and activating a powerful vibrational network around the planet. End by remembering this deep spiritual and scientific truth. Planetary chakras are conscious living centers. By recognizing and consciously activating them, we directly take part in the planet's spiritual awakening, lifting collective consciousness toward greater harmony, balance, and evolution. Chapter 9. Dreams and Memories of the Earth. Planetary records in the human subconscious. Human beings don't exist separate from the planet they live on. Since ancient times, sages and visionaries have understood a profound spiritual and psychological truth. The human mind, especially the subconscious, is deeply intertwined with Earth's deep memories. Every thought, feeling, and dream resonates with Earth's energetic and vibrational fabric, creating a direct link between the soul's inner processes and the collective memories stored in the planet's telluric matter. This close relationship has been explored in many spiritual and psychological traditions, from Carl Jung's psychoanalysis to the ancient wisdom of Sufi mystics. Carl Jung, founder of analytical psychology, was one of the first Western thinkers to scientifically recognize the connection between the human subconscious and Earth's ancestral memory. Jung described the collective unconscious as containing not only universal symbolic archetypes, but also profound memories tied to specific places on Earth. According to Jung, mountains, forests, and rivers act as living carriers of symbolic and emotional collective memory. When someone visits these places with an awakened consciousness, deep memories stored not only in their own subconscious but also in the planet's collective memory are activated. This Jungian insight closely matches ancient Sufi teachings, which for centuries have taught that Earth is a perfect mirror of the human soul. Great Sufi masters, especially Ibn Arabi and Rumi, said the external world, especially nature and certain places, symbolically reflects the deepest truths of our inner world. As Rumi put it, the earth you walk on is a mirror where you see yourself. The ground, the mountain, the valley, all reflect the depths of your own soul. This deep spiritual and psychological truth shows up clearly in modern experiences of lucid dreaming and expanded states of consciousness. Many studies in lucid dreaming and dream therapy report cases where people have vivid dreams of places they've never physically visited. In these dreams, they often experience strong emotions and precise historical visions, connecting directly with ancestral memories stored in the earth itself. Recent research in neuroscience and transpersonal psychology has shown that during deep sleep and conscious meditation, the human brain can enter electromagnetic resonance with specific earth frequencies, especially the Schumann resonance, Earth's fundamental electromagnetic frequency. This helps explain scientifically how the brain can access profound collective planetary memories stored vibrationally in Earth's electromagnetic field. Moreover, indigenous shamanic traditions worldwide, from Native American tribes to Siberian shamans, recognize certain dreams, especially lucid ones about natural places, as direct revelations of the planet's spiritual memory. For these cultures, dreams are not just mental events, but real spiritual journeys where the soul connects with Earth's vibrational consciousness, accessing deep, healing records. In the Hermetic tradition, especially within the Corpus Hermeticum, the connection between the human mind and planetary memory is clearly expressed. According to Hermes Trismegistus, Earth is not just matter but pure vibrational consciousness, capable of storing and transmitting precise information. In states of conscious dreaming or deep meditation, the human mind can literally tune into these planetary records, activating profound processes of spiritual remembrance and emotional healing. Practically speaking, understanding this deep link means our dreams and meditative states offer direct opportunities to access planetary information consciously. By learning techniques to cultivate lucid dreams or focused meditations, we can actively connect with these planetary records, healing deep emotional blocks and recalling essential spiritual truths stored in Earth's collective memory. This also explains why some people feel intense emotions or deep spiritual activations when visiting certain places, ancient temples, sacred ruins, mountains, or forests. These sites aren't just tourist spots or historical landmarks. They are living libraries of planetary memory that can directly awaken collective memories stored in our subconscious. Practical exercise: activation of telluric dreams. For 7 nights in a row, practice this conscious exercise before sleep. Lie down comfortably and take several deep breaths. Then quietly repeat, "Tonight I consciously access the Earth's telluric records. May my dreams clearly reveal what I need to remember, heal, and release. May planetary memory awaken deeply within my sleeping consciousness." Upon waking, immediately write down in a journal any vivid dream or memory you experienced, noting carefully any symbols, places, or emotions that came up. Close this chapter by recalling this profound spiritual and psychological truth. Earth is not just the ground we walk on. It's a living, conscious memory that perfectly mirrors our inner world. Those who learn to consciously access this deep planetary memory activate genuine processes of emotional healing, spiritual remembrance, and conscious evolution within their souls. Chapter 10: Terrestrial Epigenetics. How the planetary environment shapes our DNA. For a long time, science believed our biological destiny was permanently fixed in our genes, etched in stone. Today, though, we know that's not true. Breakthrough studies in epigenetics have shown that our emotional, mental, and physical environments can directly influence how our genes are expressed. What ancient spiritual traditions taught for centuries, that we are inseparable from our planetary environment, is now rigorously confirmed by cutting-edge science. Epigenetics reveals that our DNA is flexible and highly sensitive to environmental factors. Things like nutrition, emotions, stress, thoughts, and even electromagnetic frequencies can turn specific genes on or off, deeply impacting our physical, emotional, and spiritual health. From this modern scientific view, the planet's environment isn't just a neutral backdrop. It's a powerful force that shapes our genetic expression at the deepest level. This insight resonates with ancient esoteric wisdom, which has long taught that we are literally spiritualized Earth. Our bodies made up of minerals, water, and elements drawn from the environment. When Earth's vibrational frequency shifts, whether from natural events or collective human consciousness, our bodies respond by adjusting gene expression to align with those changes. Neuroplasticity, the study of how the brain adapts to its surroundings, further supports this. The brain doesn't just adjust to social and emotional contexts, it also reacts directly to specific planetary frequencies, especially shifts in the Schumann resonance. Recent research shows these resonance changes influence brainwaves, alpha, beta, delta, leading to shifts in emotional states, deep meditative experiences, and even genetic expression at the cellular level. This scientific truth has powerful spiritual implications. Ancient Berber and Tibetan traditions said planetary shifts, alignments, climate changes, vibrational variations, offer unique chances to accelerate conscious evolution. Today, we know these times also cause measurable epigenetic changes, unlocking hidden genetic potentials linked to spiritual awareness, intuition, and expanded perception. Quantum physics backs this too, showing everything in the universe, including our biology, is fundamentally vibrational. Our bodies, including our DNA, act like antennas tuned to planetary and cosmic frequencies. This explains how specific planetary events, astronomical alignments, solar activity, climate shifts, can cause deep biological and spiritual changes by reshaping our genetic expression. Recognizing this means our bodies are in constant dialogue with Earth. By consciously working with planetary changes, whether naturally or through rituals, collective meditations, or ceremonies, we can activate genetic codes tied to healing, emotional balance, and spiritual growth. Practical exercise, conscious epigenetic activation. For 7 days straight, try this simple but powerful practice. Choose a natural, elevated environment, a forest, mountain, or lake, and sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take several deep breaths. Then slowly say, I consciously acknowledge that my DNA responds directly to the planetary environment. May this deep connection now activate codes of healing, emotional balance, and profound spiritual evolution within me. Visualize a radiant golden light flowing from the natural surroundings into your body, filling every cell and strand of your DNA, activating your highest, most conscious genetic expression. Finish by remembering this powerful spiritual and scientific truth. Our DNA is not fixed or unchangeable, but flexible, sensitive, and deeply receptive to the planet. Living this truth consciously activates real processes of deep healing, conscious growth, and limitless vibrational expansion in our physical and spiritual selves. Chapter 11. Power Places. Interdimensional portals on Earth. Since ancient times, certain areas of the planet have been regarded as sacred. Specific sites, like mountains, caves, rivers, and forests, have been identified by various spiritual traditions as places where the boundaries between worlds become blurred, where the visible and invisible, the earthly and the celestial meet. These places aren't just symbolic. They're actual interdimensional portals that connect people directly with higher realities, opening doors to dimensions beyond normal perception. Knowledge of these power places has been carefully preserved by shamanic and Gnostic traditions, as well as through deep esoteric teachings. Indigenous shamans across the Americas, Asia, and Africa have long held that certain spots on Earth allow one to cross between realities, journey in spirit, communicate with ancestors, or access deep vibrational information stored on higher planes. These shamans don't speak metaphorically. They see these sites as genuine vibrational gateways that can activate profound states of consciousness and allow direct spiritual experiences. The ancient Gnostic tradition confirms this. In texts like Pistis Sophia and the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, particular places on Earth are named as direct access points to elevated spiritual dimensions. According to the Gnostics, these spots are planetary nodes where spiritual energy is especially strong and coherent, letting sensitive souls literally ascend in consciousness, receive direct revelations, or interact with advanced spiritual beings. Modern science, especially in fields like quantum physics and geobiology, has begun to confirm these ancient truths. Studies show that certain sites, particularly ancient temples, stone circles, pyramids, and unique natural formations, have intense and coherent electromagnetic fields. At these locations, Earth's fundamental electromagnetic frequency, the Schumann resonance, shows distinct anomalies that influence human perception, helping facilitate altered states of consciousness, deep meditation, and direct spiritual experiences. Some well-known examples include Machu Picchu in Peru, the Pyramids of Giza in Egypt, Stonehenge in England, Mount Kailash in Tibet, Teotihuacan in Mexico, and Lake Titicaca between Peru and Bolivia. These sites, studied thoroughly by scientists, display electromagnetic anomalies, elevated energy fields, and unique resonances not found elsewhere. These scientific findings fully support the ancient spiritual view that these places serve as interdimensional gateways, capable of connecting us with higher spiritual planes. In indigenous shamanic traditions, they are often called umbilicals or spiritual bridges. According to these traditions, these sites enable spirit journeys to other worlds, direct communication with higher beings, access to deep planetary memories, and the reception of spiritual revelations about our collective destiny. Through ceremonies, ritual dances, or the use of sacred plants, indigenous shamans consciously enter these portals, activating profound healing on spiritual, emotional, and physical levels. Modern esoteric teachings, especially from masters like Drunvalo Melchizedek and Alice Bailey, explain that these portals are points where the planet's sacred geometry is especially active. At these sites, geometric structures, whether built by humans or naturally formed, create coherent electromagnetic fields and vibrations that interact directly with human consciousness, sparking spiritual growth, awakening, and deep healing. Quantum physics also sheds light here. From a quantum perspective, space-time isn't linear or fixed, but flexible and multidimensional. At certain points, often tied to geometric shapes or electromagnetic resonances, folds or vortices form in the quantum field, literally allowing access to other realities or planes of existence. Scientifically, these places act as quantum portals, enabling direct experiences of expanded consciousness, spiritual healing, and intuitive insight. Practically speaking, visiting these sites consciously means tuning into higher vibrational frequencies. We can perform ceremonies, focused meditations, or spiritual practices there to activate our own spiritual awareness, access vibrational information from higher realms, or receive clear guidance on our spiritual path. Practical exercise. Activation of interdimensional portals. For 7 days in a row, practice this meditation. Find a quiet spot and visualize a site that resonates strongly with you. Machu Picchu, Stonehenge, the Pyramids of Giza, or another special place. Take several deep breaths and gently close your eyes. Then slowly repeat, I consciously acknowledge this interdimensional portal of planet Earth. May my spiritual consciousness be deeply activated now. May my soul clearly receive the revelations I need on my evolutionary journey. Visualize a bright light flowing from this place toward you, filling your energy field and activating deep processes of spiritual growth and clear insight. End by remembering this profound spiritual and scientific truth. Specific sites on Earth are real gateways to other dimensions. By consciously recognizing these portals, we open ourselves to true spiritual expansion, conscious evolution, and deep revelation. Chapter 12. Earth and Sound. Planetary frequency and vibrational healing. Everything in creation vibrates, from invisible atoms to spiral galaxies. The whole universe is essentially a dance of frequencies, an ongoing cosmic symphony showing up in forms, bodies, and consciousness. Earth is no exception. It's like a sounding instrument, a sphere that gives off its own vibration, its own primal song. At our core, humans are deeply connected to that Earth song. Understanding this connection is rediscovering one of the oldest and most powerful keys to healing, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Modern science calls this fundamental planetary vibration the Schumann resonance. Discovered in 1952 by physicist Winfried Otto Schumann. This resonance isn't just a theory, it's measurable. It's a set of electromagnetic frequencies Earth constantly emits, oscillating between about 7.83 and 33.8 Hertz. These vibrations occur in the space between Earth's surface and the ionosphere. Beyond the science, the Schumann resonance is like the planet's electromagnetic heartbeat, Gaia's pulse, that regulates not just the atmosphere, but also human emotional and brain health. What's amazing is that the Schumann frequencies line up closely with human brain waves. Alpha waves, 7 to 12 Hertz, linked to calm and meditation, and theta waves, 4 to 8 Hertz, connected to dreaming, intuition, and emotional healing. This isn't a coincidence. It shows our nervous system and consciousness are designed to resonate with Earth. When this connection gets disrupted by pollution, chronic stress, or being cut off from nature, we feel it through symptoms like insomnia, anxiety, autoimmune issues, and emotional imbalance. Healing means tuning back into Earth's original frequency, hearing it again, feeling it, singing it. This isn't a new idea. Ancient cultures knew this well. Tibetan monks, Amazonian tribes, Sufi dervishes, desert elders. Humanity's spiritual traditions have long used sound to heal and connect with Earth. Not just any sound, but sounds that harmonize with Earth's vibration. Deep chants, closed mantras, ritual instruments tuned to specific frequencies, bowls, drums, didgeridoos, clay flutes, deep voices that aren't songs but echoes of a greater pulse. The science of cymatics, studying how sound shapes matter, has visually proven what these cultures knew for thousands of years. Sound organizes matter. When a plate covered with fine powder is vibrated at certain frequencies, the powder forms perfect geometric patterns. Flowers, stars, mandalas, living structures. Change the frequency, and the shape changes. In other words, frequency shapes form. If this happens with powder, it also happens with our bodies, which are over 70% water and minerals that respond and reorganize when exposed to certain sounds. Dr. Masaru Emoto's work with water crystals showed how sound, words, music, prayers, changes water's molecular structure. Words like thank you and I love you create beautiful, harmonious crystals. Negative words produce chaotic ones. Since our bodies are mostly water and that water responds to sound, what happens when we immerse ourselves in tones that resonate with earth? We get reprogrammed. Telluric sound, when used with intention, can reorder not just the physical body, but also the emotional, energetic, and spiritual layers of who we are. The Losenios used ritual baths with silent chants that resonated inwardly. The Sufis spun in dances aligning body and spirit with Earth's vibration. The Mayas sang long chants in caves, where natural resonance amplified connection to higher realms. In all these cases, sound wasn't just about expressing feelings. It was about tuning into Earth's vibrational field to heal, remember, and awaken. Today, instruments like Tibetan singing bowls, tuning forks calibrated to planetary frequencies, and binaural beats, based on 7.83 Hz, aim to restore this lost harmony. And it's not just placebo. Specific frequencies have been shown to induce measurable brain states, regulate heart rate variability, sync brain hemispheres, and boost dopamine and serotonin, all by reactivating the spiritual ear, which hears not melodies but soul frequencies. But beyond all devices, the most powerful instrument is still the human voice. Every voice has a unique resonance, a telluric tone. When someone sings from deep within, from honest emotion, Earth responds, because she has a voice too, and the human voice is a small replica of her vibration. Practical exercise. Vibrational retraining with the Schumann frequency. For 7 days in a row, set aside 10 minutes at dawn or dusk. Sit outside on bare ground if you can. Close your eyes, place your hands on your chest, and breathe deeply. Then make a sustained vowel or nasal sound for at least 5 seconds. Do this 7 times in a row. Then sit silently for 2 minutes, listening inwardly for any resonance. Afterward, quietly repeat, I vibrate in harmony with Earth's frequency. Her heartbeat is my heartbeat. Her order is my healing. At the end, notice any changes in your breathing, emotions, or energy. When done sincerely, this practice not only calms and reorganizes you, it restructures body and soul. Remember this timeless truth. Sound is the planet's secret lifeblood. When we learn to listen and intentionally express it, the body reorganizes, the soul remembers, and Earth herself sings with us the ancient song of oneness. Chapter 13. The Wounded Earth. Sacred Ecology and Planetary Trauma. Some wounds don't bleed but scream silently. Some pains aren't visible but felt, in the air, in the cracked soil, in the fallen trees, in oceans turned into dumping grounds. The planet that sustains us, breathes us, and feeds us is not just a backdrop for human life. It is a conscious being, and today, more than ever, it's wounded. Not just by pollution, exploitation, or neglect, but by a deeper break, the spiritual rift between humanity and the earth. This chapter is both a witness and a call for reconciliation, a sacred look at ecology as a reflection of our collective soul, and ecological trauma as an expression of unresolved human wounds. Ancient traditions understood that Earth was not just an object. The Zohar, a central text of the Kabbalah, says, every creature lives through the earth, and the earth lives through the name that inhabits it. Earth is not just matter. It's a living body animated by the divine name. that is, sacred consciousness flowing through all things. So ecological harm is not just environmental damage, it's a spiritual desecration. Polluting the earth wounds the very name that gives it life. We disconnect not just from the world, but from God Himself. Hermetic wisdom captures this with the oldest saying, "As above, so below." According to the Corpus Hermeticum, the visible universe perfectly reflects the inner state of the collective soul. If rivers are polluted, it means humanity's emotional channels are blocked. If forests burn, it means our inner fire has turned destructive. If the air grows scarce, it means spiritual breath has been forgotten. Ecological damage isn't an accident. It's a mirror, an uncomfortable mirror, but one we absolutely need. Scientific studies from UNU, FAO, and top universities confirm the rapid loss of biodiversity, massive deforestation, ocean acidification, and pollution of air and soil. But these reports can't measure something crucial: spiritual disconnection. Behind every cut forest is a consciousness that's forgotten the value of a life. Behind every extinct species is a culture that separated the sacred from the material. Modern ecology, no matter how thorough, misses this. Without a spiritual dimension, environmental efforts are incomplete. That's why we urgently need sacred ecology. Not shallow activism or recycling trends, but a deep awareness that Earth is a living intelligence, and healing the planet won't come just through laws or green tech, but through transforming human consciousness. The ecological trauma we see today has deep roots. It began when humanity stopped seeing itself as part of Earth's body and started believing it was superior, when the wolf was separated from the hero, reason from soul, body from spirit. When matter became an obstacle instead of part of the whole. From that moment, Earth stopped being mother and became a resource. It stopped being a temple and became a mine. And what gets mined runs out. Theosophy teaches that humanity is at a crucial evolutionary crossroads between the end of one root race and the birth of another. This transition, according to Annie Neves Santi and Rudolf Steiner, is marked by collective karmic trials, many showing up as crises in Earth's physical body. Earthquakes, pandemics, ecological collapse. They're not punishments, but symptoms. Symptoms of a global consciousness that's lost its origin and now makes Earth suffer as its reflection. But all is not lost. Every ecological crisis is also a call to awaken, a threshold inviting us to return and remember. To heal. Planet healing begins with healing the human soul. Every time someone reconnects consciously with Earth, walking barefoot, giving thanks for food, planting a tree, blessing water, something invisible shifts. Each act of reverence is a drop of coherence in Earth's vibrational ocean. Quantum science is starting to explore this through Rupert Sheldrake's idea of morphogenetic fields. He suggests biological systems learn collectively. When enough people change their behavior or perception, the whole system restructures. Applied to Earth, if enough of us awaken to our inseparable bond with the planet, the global energy field shifts. Trauma heals. Ecosystems reorganize. So every genuine spiritual practice today must include ecology. And every deep ecological act must include spirituality. Not as decoration, but as foundation. It's not about treating Earth like a helpless child. It's about honoring her as an ancient teacher who supported us through our forgetfulness and who now calls us not to punish, but to awaken. Practical exercise. Planetary forgiveness ritual. For 7 days in a row, go outside, even if it's just a small patch of earth, a plant, a stone, or a root. Place your hand on it, breathe deeply, and connect with your cellular memory. Then speak slowly from your heart. Earth, silent mother, I acknowledge my forgetfulness, my unconsciousness, my harmful actions. Forgive what I have done out of disconnection. Today I see you. Today I hear you. Today I return to you, not as master, but as a conscious child. Sit quietly for a few minutes. Let the emotions come. You might cry. That's a sign trauma is beginning to release. Close this chapter with this absolute truth. When the human soul and earth soul recognize each other, healing won't be needed. There will be communion. Because at that moment, the planet will stop bleeding and we will stop running from ourselves. Chapter 14. The Technology of Clay. Medicine and Alchemy of the Earth. Not all technology comes from metal or circuits. There's an older kind of technology, quiet, ancient, seemingly simple but deeply advanced on an unseen level. It's the technology of the earth itself, and among all its elements, one stands out as its purest, most direct healing tool: clay. Humble, soft, and earthy. According to tradition, clay is the very substance from which the human body was shaped. But clay isn't just ordinary mud. It's memory, a matrix, a bridge between pain and healing, between the dense and the subtle. When used with awareness, it becomes a true vibrational technology that can restore physical health, purify the energy field, and activate deep spiritual healing. Ancient civilizations didn't see this as theory. They lived it as fact. In Egypt, the red clay of the Nile was used to treat wounds, embalm bodies, decorate temples, and protect them energetically. In India's Vedas, applying clay mixed with herbs is recommended for purifying the body and aura. Indigenous peoples in the Americas used white clay during ritual fasts to cleanse both body and mind. In North Africa and the Arab world, ghusl, a mineral clay from the Maghreb, served as an energetic and spiritual purifier. Monks in monasteries would cover themselves with earth during silent retreats, recognizing that the land draws out what the soul can no longer bear. So, what makes clay more than just a healing or cosmetic material? What makes it medicine is its vibrational nature. Physically, clay is made up of highly absorbent minerals like aluminum silicate, calcium, magnesium, and potassium. Its colloidal structure lets it trap toxins, bacteria, viruses, heavy metals, and radiation. But beyond the physical, clay is a field of resonance. Like everything on Earth, it vibrates, and when applied to the body, it interacts with the human electromagnetic field, reorganizing chaotic patterns, releasing emotional blockages, and unlocking energy pathways. Modern science is beginning to confirm this ancient wisdom. Recent geotherapy studies show that clays like bentonite, montmorillonite, and zeolite have powerful detoxifying effects on a cellular level. Whether applied to skin or ingested in the right amounts, these clays attract and draw out toxins without harming tissues. Medical research also supports clay's use for heavy metal poisoning, severe acne, infected wounds, ulcers, digestive issues, and chronic inflammation. But the most remarkable thing is that clay doesn't just cleanse the body, it soothes the soul. When applied consciously, clay activates the parasympathetic nervous system, triggering deep relaxation. Treatments like mud baths or clay poultices reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and calm. This means clay works on both the physical and emotional bodies, restoring harmony between body, soul, and earth. Hermetic teachings remind us that the physical is a symbol of the spiritual, that every visible thing has an energetic counterpart. In this light, clay isn't just a mineral, it's alchemy. It's earth transformed by fire and water. It has a dual nature. It absorbs and transmits, connects and structures. Some 11th century alchemical texts describe living black earth as the prima materia for deep inner work. That black earth was clay, the original matter that, when properly worked, becomes medicine for the soul. Gnostic writings hint at this too. In the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus says, "Blessed is he who drinks from my fountain, for his body shall be blessed earth." Though symbolic, this points to a real connection between the body made of earth and a sacred substance that regenerates it. For the Essenes, this was literal. Consecrated mud could heal physical ailments as well as karmic burdens tied to the energy body. Today's shamans still honor this. In the Amazon, the Sahara, and Mongolia, spiritual guides use mud not just as medicine, but as a sacred ritual mark, applying clay to foreheads, chests, and palms. This isn't superstition. It's spiritual science. It's the understanding that Earth is alive, and when clay is applied with intention, it can rewrite cellular memory, clear energy channels, and open the door to inner revelations. Best of all, this medicine is accessible to everyone. No expensive treatments or distant temples required. All you need is conscious earth, prepared and applied with respect. Because it's not the mud itself that heals, but the sacred connection it restores between your body and Mother Earth. Practical exercise, clay ritual, and cellular memory. For 7 days in a row, prepare a small amount of clay, preferably bentonite or green, mixed with pure water and a few drops of lavender or sandalwood essential oil. In a quiet space, apply the clay to your belly, heart, or forehead. Wherever you feel cleansing is needed, breathe deeply and repeat, "Mother Earth, cleanse in me what my mind cannot. Reorder my memory, dissolve the poison, and remind me how to heal." Stay with the clay for at least 15 minutes. When rinsing it off, imagine all toxic memories, physical and subtle, washing away with the water. Close this chapter with this simple, powerful truth. Earth doesn't just feed us, it rebuilds us. When we remember the power of its mud, we reclaim the body as a temple and the soul as a living resident of the world that gave it life. Chapter 15. The New Humanity. Earth as Guide to Quantum Awakening. Every closed chapter ends with a revelation, and every true revelation comes with responsibility. Throughout this book, we've journeyed deep into the living earth, rediscovering its soul, its power, and its hidden language. But this knowledge isn't meant for passive reflection. It's here to prepare the human soul for its next leap, the transition to a new humanity. This humanity won't just live on Earth. It will awaken with Earth. The planet has already begun its vibrational shift, and those who want to walk into this new era must learn to think, feel, and live from a unified, quantum-expanded planetary consciousness. For thousands of years, humanity lived fragmented, separated from the body, from emotion, from spirit, and from the planet. But that time is over. As the ancient Hermetic schools of Egypt predicted, we are now at the end of separations and the beginning of the Great Return. Not a return to the past, but a return to the vibrational center of being where everything is connected. The microcosm of the body with the macrocosm of the planet. DNA with the stars, the individual soul with the soul of the world. This new consciousness won't be imposed from outside or granted by authority. It will arise from within, from the Earth's memory activating in every cell of the human body. Quantum physics quietly confirms what Gnostic spirituality has long taught. Matter is condensed energy, and human consciousness shapes reality. We aren't mere spectators in a mechanical universe. We are creative participants in a quantum field of infinite possibilities. The planet is a key part of that field, not just a backdrop but a vibrational conductor of our awakening. Human resonance, geomagnetic fields, Planetary chakras. These aren't scientific anomalies. They are signs of a living intelligence calling us to remember. Gnostic texts, especially from Nag Hammadi, predicted a time of spiritual sleep, but also a group of awakened souls who would reconnect with Earth's soul to spark a new creation. That prophecy is now. It's us. And the time is now. Hermetic texts say the universe is mind, and the human soul is a star spiraling with Earth toward the One. This holds the mystery of our evolution. We don't awaken alone. We awaken with Earth. The planet is not scenery, but a silent teacher whose rhythms, crises, and vibrations push us to the edge, where there are only two choices: repeat or evolve. This time, what's at stake isn't just biological survival, but the birth of a new species, planetary humanity. This new humanity won't be defined by technology alone, but by inner coherence. It will be a collective being aligned with cosmic principles: resonance, unity, reciprocity. Its spirituality will be embodied. Its science will serve the soul. Its body will be a living temple, in constant dialogue with Earth's vibrational field. This isn't about going back to primitive ways or running to cybernetics. It's a fusion point where Earth and light, clay and consciousness recognize themselves as one. The body of this new humanity will be shaped by Earth's vibrational field through planetary epigenetics, vibrational nutrition, and conscious use of elements: clay, water, sound, breath, geometry. Humanity will rewrite its DNA, not by invasive means, but through vibrational codes that resonate with Earth's quantum field. The planet is not just our origin. It's the mold of our future transformation. Sustainability alone isn't enough. We need a mystical language of communion. Protecting resources won't suffice. We must activate Earth's soul through conscious acts, vibrational gestures, and daily rituals that honor the sacredness of life. This is the true medicine of the new era, not imposing a new order, but remembering the original order already woven into the earth: the minerals, the blooming flower, the sun's rhythm that waits for no one. This chapter isn't an end, but a doorway. Those who cross it with an open heart will feel that Earth was never outside of us. It's been vibrating within all along, that the mud that forms us is the same mud that reminds us, that the song of stones, the tears of rivers, the breeze on our skin, all are Earth saying, "I am here. Awake with me." Practical exercise. Embodying the new Earth. For the next 7 days, right after waking, place your bare feet on the ground. It doesn't matter if it's concrete or living soil. What matters is your intention. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say quietly or in your mind, "I am part of the Earth. She awakens within me." May my body, mind, and spirit align with her new vibration. May all I think, say, and do contribute to her rebirth. Then, during the day, pick one meaningful action that honors this promise. Planting, caring for something, writing, speaking with reverence, holding silence, or releasing what no longer serves you. Whatever you choose, do it knowing the planet sees you and remembers. Close this chapter and this book with this final truth. Earth didn't come to save us. She came to awaken us. And when we fully awaken, we won't be the same. We'll be who we always were, but forgot. The consciousness of the One needs mud that breathes light.